The Reserve Bank Governor, Glenn Stevens, has called on Australians to cheer up about the economy. After a week of positive economic news, he also says it's time for politicians and the media to ease up on the doom and gloom. Political correspondent Tom Eagleton reports from Canberra.
There was more good financial news today, albeit not on the scale of recent surprise macroeconomic results. One of the major banks has passed on Tuesday's Reserve Bank cash rate cut in full, despite arguing its interest rates and the RBA cash rate aren't linked.
We felt that when we looked at the overall funding cost position, we'd recovered enough to see us through for the time being. And just because we've said that they're not always correlated doesn't mean they're never correlated.
And I think we need to see a pass-through in full from the other major banks in the days ahead.
But we didn't. Westpac this afternoon passed on not the full 25-point cut, but only 20. Commonwealth and NAB passed on 21 points each. But that's unlikely to tarnish the shine on Wayne Swan's sweet week.
It's been a week of good economic news for the country and a week of embarrassment for Mr Abbott and Mr Hockey, who just go and talk our country down every day of the week.
And the respected Governor of the Reserve Bank is egging the Treasurer on.
You know, it falls to people like me occasionally, Lee, to do just a little bit of cheerleading.
Like Wayne Swan, he says it's time to start talking up the economic good news.
And so it's incumbent on people like me to do our part, and of course on our political leaders and our more thoughtful media.
He acknowledges there are some sectors like manufacturing doing it tough.
We hear from the sectors that are struggling, and understandably, if I were them, I'd be speaking up.
But he says there's been too much of a focus on the negative.
An objective observer that came to our country from elsewhere would surely see our glass as at least half full. Yet the nature of our public discussion is unrelentingly gloomy.
But that's not the only reason for low confidence. The Governor said today people felt richer 7 or 8 years ago because of booming house prices and easy credit. But he described that today as false confidence and says this week's figures should give people the real thing. Tom Eagleton, Lateline.